think this was a week after we found out.
Lexi Burnett has her arms full. She's a mom of toddler twin girls, but her journey to motherhood wasn't an easy one.
My cycles were incorrect. I didn't know what PCOS was at that time.
After getting off birth control, she knew something was off. Her doctor suspected she had polycystic ovary syndrome, or PCOS.
So that's when I started, I think it's called Letrozole, or Femara.
These are oral meds that are meant to induce ovulation, but after 3 failed cycles, Lexi was referred to OU Health and was officially diagnosed with PCOS.
Polycystic ovary syndrome is one of the most common endocrine disorders that affect women.
It affects up to 10% of women of reproductive age. A major indicator is a lack of regular ovulation. The exact cause is unknown and there is no cure, but it can be managed depending on a patient's goals.
Oral contraceptive pills are a great option, but obviously that wouldn't help someone who wants to become pregnant.
Dr. Carl Hansen is an infertility specialist. He says the most common reason women can't get pregnant is because they don't ovulate regularly. Oral meds are often the first step.
But about 20% of women with polycystic ovary syndrome don't respond to these oral medicines and they don't ovulate.
From there, treatment gets more complex and expensive with options like injections, IUI, or IVF.
Those are expensive, they're difficult to manage, they require frequent office visits.
But a groundbreaking national trial could change that. It's called Rebalance, and Dr. Hansen is leading it. The device is designed to restore ovulation using a device that performs a type of ovarian ablation in office.
And that allows us to do the procedure and offer it more widely.
In a pretrial completed about 2 years ago, OU was the only site in the U.S. to initially test the procedure. 5 patients were treated here and 25 were treated in Europe.
Ultimately, a little more than 40% of the patients in the study achieved a pregnancy.
So after 4 years of trying, I want to introduce Eliana. This is really big. We're so happy.
Veronica, a pretrial participant, shares her joy.
We're so happy that we got the chance to do this.
About 60% of women in the pretrial ovulated on their own after the procedure. Now, the national trial will enroll 195 women across the U.S., tracking pregnancy, ovulation, and hormone changes over 3 years.
I think it represents a real advance in our ability to treat patients with ovulatory disorders.
This is some of their newborn pictures my husband took, because I was at the hospital.
For the millions of women with PCOS, Rebalance is offering hope. Lexi had to deal with dozens of appointments, unsuccessful attempts, and countless moments of uncertainty.
If I didn't have to go through all those shots, all those pills, it would have probably saved a lot of emotional exhaustion and just the emotional roller coaster.
And that's the goal of Rebalance, to offer women a less intrusive option to restore their health. Alejandra Briones, KOCO 5 News.